Imagine two doors. One is easy, warm, familiar. Behind it, the same life you've always had. The other is cold, uncertain. It creaks when you touch it. Behind it, everything you want, but you'll have to fight for it. Most people choose the first door, not because it leads somewhere better, but because it doesn't hurt. If you're still watching, you're not most people. Because here's the truth. Pain is not your enemy. It's your entrance ticket to growth. A sculptor chisels away stone, not to destroy it, but to reveal something beautiful. Life does the same to you. Discomfort is the chisel. Resistance is the fire. Pain is the tool. And if you let it, it will make you unbreakable. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This isn't a motivational speech. It's a wake-up call. Because pain isn't the obstacle. Pain is the path. Let's begin. There's a reason the strongest trees are found on the windiest cliffs. They've been battered by storms, pushed by winds, and challenged by the elements. And because of that, their roots grow deeper, their trunks grow thicker, and they stand the test of time. You don't grow strong in perfect conditions. You grow strong where you're tested. We live in the most comfortable era in human history. You can get food delivered in minutes. You don't have to hunt, build fires, or walk for hours to find water. Air conditioning keeps you from sweating, and entertainment never leaves you bored. But with all this comfort, have we become better? Or have we become softer, more anxious, more dependent? Seneca once said, "We are more often frightened than hurt, and we suffer more in imagination than in reality." Comfort has made us fearful of basic human struggles. We panic at the first sign of discomfort, a tough conversation, a failed attempt, a long workout. But growth doesn't happen in comfort. Muscles grow by tearing. Wisdom comes through mistakes. Resilience is built in adversity. We've confused ease with happiness, but they're not the same. Comfort is addictive, and like all addictions, it weakens you. Our ancestors were built to endure. They crossed mountains, fought wars, survived winters, hunted prey. Their bodies were tested, their minds were sharpened, their souls were hardened by necessity. We, however, have confused convenience with progress. Every advancement that protects us physically has often left us more fragile mentally. We've built a world where pain is avoidable, and because of that, so is growth. And that's the cost no one talks about. Comfort might keep you safe, but it also keeps you small. Growth requires friction, not just physically, but emotionally and spiritually. Every meaningful thing, love, legacy, purpose, is found through some kind of pain. Without resistance, nothing strengthens. Without struggle, nothing evolves. Pain doesn't lie. It teaches. When you fail, you learn. When you're rejected, you adapt. When life hits you, you wake up. Pain is the mirror. It reveals your limits, your patterns, your fears, and it always teaches. Think of the times you grew most. Was it during comfort, or was it after the struggle, the breakup, the breakdown, the setback? Epictetus said, "Difficulties show men what they are." You never know your strength until strength is the only choice. Pain strips away illusion. It shows who you really are. Avoiding pain means avoiding growth, avoiding yourself. In training, we don't lift light weights forever. We grow by adding resistance. Life is no different. Mental toughness, emotional depth, wisdom, these come from choosing discomfort. And pain? It's feedback. It tells you where to grow. lean in, and you change. Discomfort is a signal. Follow it. It may feel like punishment, but it's refinement. And often, it's not the pain itself, but your resistance to it that causes the most suffering. The moment you stop running from discomfort is the moment you start evolving. Because when you avoid challenge, you avoid transformation. But when you meet it head on, that's where you build a life worth remembering. And let's be honest, pain also builds empathy. People who have suffered tend to see others more clearly. They listen deeper. They know what matters. Pain connects us and reminds us we're alive. Growth isn't something you stumble into. It's something you choose, again and again and again, and most people never do. Not because they don't want the outcome, but because they don't want the cost. But here's the truth. You either choose your pain, or your pain chooses you. Avoid the gym, deal with poor health. Avoid the truth, live with resentment. Avoid risk, get trapped by regret. There's no path that's pain-free, but there's a path where pain has a purpose. The difference is whether you step into it willingly or get dragged into it later. And when you choose discomfort on purpose, even in small ways, you build a kind of strength the world can't take from you. You don't need to chase suffering, but you do need to stop chasing ease, because ease won't lead you anywhere worth going. Do the hard thing, not because it's fun, but because it's right. And over time, what once broke you becomes normal. Your threshold rises, your limits expand, and the things that once terrified you, they become your warm-up. Choosing difficulty doesn't just build strength, it builds identity. Every hard thing you do writes a sentence in the story of who you are. And soon, you don't just act like a disciplined person, you become one. You don't have to suffer to grow, but you do need to train discomfort like a muscle. Start small. Cold showers, waking early, skipping junk food, speaking the truth. Each time you prove, I can do hard things. The Stoics trained this. Voluntary discomfort, fasting, sleeping on the floor, wearing simple clothes, not to suffer, to build strength. Seneca wrote, "Set aside days where you eat little and wear rough clothes. Then ask, is this what I feared?" It rewires you. Comfort becomes a choice, not a need. We wait for motivation to act, but it's action that creates motivation. Do the hard thing because it's hard, and afterward, you feel alive. Growth demands resistance. That's the law. Don't wait for life to test you. Test yourself. Ask, what am I avoiding? Where am I hiding? What would I do if I wasn't afraid? That's your compass. Every rep, every choice, you build grit. Until one day, you become the person others admire. Not because life was easy, but because you were forged in fire. Grit is not born, it's built, one hard thing at a time. And when discomfort becomes a daily practice, resilience becomes second nature. You stop asking, can I handle this? And you start saying, let's go. And if you're consistent long enough, discomfort becomes your edge, the very thing that separates you from the rest. The world isn't short on talent, it's short on people who can suffer with purpose. Pain is not the enemy, it's the path. Comfort isn't peace, it's slow decay. If you want to grow, step into discomfort, again and again. Because each time you get stronger, sharper, wiser. Nietzsche said, "He who has a why can bear almost any how." Find your why. Do the hard thing. Choose the harder path. Because that's where the real you is waiting. Don't do it for comfort, do it because you know pain is the path, and you're ready to walk it. If this video hit something in you, like the video, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs it. It helps more than you think. And remember, your future self is built in discomfort, not in comfort. Walk the path, even when it hurts. Especially when it hurts. Especially when no one is watching. That's where your character is built. That's where your future begins.